Hello, fellow classmates. Welcome to the end of the course. So today we're going on a field trip and we're going to be talking about e-portfolios. So now, portfolios, they've been around for a long time. There's a lot of literature supporting the use of portfolios, and they've mainly been around in paper form. And into the 90s, the 2000s, there was some excitement that these portfolios could maybe be put on the computer. But what they found is that the hurdles of getting students to learn how to operate the computer and how to get that material on the computer just basically made it not worth it. That it was just easier to do in paper form. Today, the digital literacy that now exists in most students is so much higher than it's ever been. And the technology so much greater and so much more accessible, So this really creates an exciting opportunity where e-portfolios are slowly coming back to the surface and are kind of an exciting place for educational assessment. Now, let's go ahead and dive into the library. Here we go. Here's our student dashboard. We got the libraries right here. It's this first one, Jerry Falwell Library. Now, I've already kind of gone ahead and typed in a couple things. So here's ePortfolio Distance Education. We're going to start with high school. And this first article that we find is talking about reflective writing. And this is a huge component to portfolios in general, is this reflective learning. The students would be given all their artifacts and they'd be able to interact with those artifacts and be reflective about their own learning process, and the hopes that would create self-regulation and self-motivation in students. This particular article is very fascinating. We have, with the use of technology, we have new tests that are adaptive to the student. If the student gets something wrong, they get put down a different path and a different set of questions. If they get something right, they go a different direction. This is the same approach, but using ePortfolios. So this semantic approach takes all the material that you put on an ePortfolio, and then it creates a unique learning path for students based upon the material that they have and the quality of the material they have on their ePortfolio. Another use of ePortfolios, which is very fascinating, is group work. So this article talks about utilizing ePortfolios in a group setting, where like a Google site would be assigned to a group to build a portfolio, and the students collectively would be responsible for adding the learning artifacts onto that website to complete the assignment. If we jump all the way down to the conclusion, there is a very strong statement being made here. This study unequivocally demonstrated that ePortfolios are a powerful pedagogical approach that requires meaningful student reflection and deepens learning, while making achievement visible to students themselves, to their peers and faculty, and to external audiences. That's one of the huge components, is that visible to student, being able to see the beginning all the way to the end, see their artifacts at the beginning of the course and see how they've progressed all the way to the end of the course. So moving on into the vocational world, ePortfolios have actually been used quite a bit in the medical industry, and this particular article focuses on the use of ePortfolios in the nursing community. I wanted to point out right in the abstract, it says, further, we found a significant relationship exists between the relative success of ePortfolios and reflective thinking activities of ePortfolio users. And then moving on, for adult learners in the graduate world, ePortfolios are being investigated as a way of renovating the advising process. That perhaps through portfolios, a self-directed advising program could exist that could give more ownership to the graduate student in that advising process. For my own educational philosophy, ePortfolios really provide an authentic assessment. It also provides a holistic assessment, which I find to be incredibly valuable. In music education, being able to see all the artistic processes at play rather than going to a concert and third clarinet in the second row, that's your assessment, the concert. And concerts are important in the music world. Performances are important in the music world. But there needs to be more to music education than just I wear a tuxedo and I sit in the second row and I play with everyone. There should be more reflective practices. And I really think that this style of learning would be very beneficial in other arenas, both in secondary, in vocational, and also in adult learning. It's been a pleasure going through this course with you all, and I wish you nothing but the best. Thank you.